Hi everyone, Hannah here. So this is the October Mixed Media Kit. Super excited about it. I just absolutely love kind of the retro, or I guess you could say kind of vintage fall theme that, just kind of putting a spin on it. So let me show you what you'll get. So whenever you open your package, it'll be something kind of like this. And inside here, we've got a couple of pieces of paper. You might have to cut these down to size depending on how you're going to put them in your frames. How I'm going to be putting them in the frames is I'm going to be cutting it down so it'll fit down in there. I'm going to be roughing up the edges, sit it down in there. I'll glue it down and then start with, fixing it up. Or you could just take everything off the back, put it in there, and I might even do that. So, so we'll see. That might even actually be an easier way and just put it right over the glass. So you'll get two of these because we've got two frames that we're going to alter. I really I've just fallen in love with having the deal where you kind of have it like this, and it looks really pretty when it hangs on the wall. Our last month's project with the 5x7 panels, I have those sitting on the fireplace right now. I just really love those colors that we did last month, and I'm just in love with the colors this month too. So you'll get two 4x6 frames, two pieces of paper. You'll get a stencil. I want it to do a small stencil. It'll just make it easier when we're trying to, do a small area. And it is adhesive, so that'll be even better. And a tip, you might even just want to just prime these papers and go ahead and do the stenciling and then put it in your frame. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. And then also we've got beautiful paint colors this month. I wanted to really bring out some of the pinks and purples that are really popular for the fall colors this year. And of course we're going to mix it with this rustic brown, really pretty color. We've got coral green, and I know this is kind of more of a summery color, but it's really, really a pretty color that is going to pair really well with our rustic brown. Also this month's new eggplant mixed media paste. I am just loving this. I love this color. So we are really having a lot of fun coming up with a new color each month. If you check out our website, we're also offering duos where this one is being paired with the champagne texture paste. And you can buy it separately, a 4-ounce for $12, or you can buy the 2-ounce of this, and it comes with the 2-ounce of the champagne, for the same price. So you get 2 ounces of each one, which is 4 ounces for $12, or just one 4-ounce color for $12. And right now they're on sale, 20% off, and that ends, and that's going to end on the 11th. So, and then we also got some gesso, that way we can prime our paper with it. And then for the wax paste, I know the wax paste looks kind of gross. This is the new Finnabair ochre color, O-C-H-R-E, I think that's ochre. And I think it's really going to just kind of add that rustic feel. And then here's our little bag of goodies here. We might use all of these, we might not. I like to put more than enough, just in case, you're probably more creative than me and you can make a really good use of all of these items. But really loving the wooden words. We've got thankful, grateful, and blessed, so you'll be receiving one of those. We've got some chipboard pieces. These are from the new fall collection that Prima came out with. And I can't remember the exact name of it, if it's Pumpkin and Spice or Hello Pink Autumn. It's something kind of like that, but these are just really, really pretty. So we've got the chipboard pieces from that collection. We've also got some flowers from that collection, as well as some of these leaves that you'll receive. And then we are mixing it with a couple of chipboard pieces. You'll get a large flower and a leaf. You'll also get some pine cones. We've got micro beads. Here's some other little small flowers. And these are just some other random pieces that we're putting in there. I might be using these in my own personal project for the tutorial, or I might not. It just depends. I just kind of wait and see how it goes, just kind of go with the flow. But these are some pretty little pieces here, and got little, orange pumpkin, a silver pumpkin, and then we've also got kind of a white gold glittery leaf. So these are all some really pretty pieces. And then of course this month you'll get the paintbrush and palette knife, unless if you message me and tell me you don't want to get that, then we'll put some extra goodies in there for you. It's just something that we started last month, where we sent out extra goodies instead of the paintbrush and palette knife. And then, some different ones would like to carry that on for this month. Some of y'all have been with me a while and have accumulated quite a bit of paintbrushes, palette knives, and glue. You could probably start selling that. You could probably open up a store and start selling it. So anyway, so this is what we're going to work on. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. And again, everything is on sale 20% off at danagirlsdesigns.com if you want to go check that out. The sale will end the 11th at midnight. I guess you could say it'll go through all of Columbus Day, and at the end of that day, when the sale will be over. So we'll go ahead and get started on our project. So the first thing that I'm going to do is prep our cardstock for the mediums that we're going to be putting on it. So I'm taking the gesso and going to go ahead and just do a coat, maybe 2 coats over both of the sheets of paper. So I'll let the gesso dry. Now I'm going to apply the eggplant texture paste on here with the stencil. And these are adhesive stencils, so what I like about it is that whenever you stick it down on the paper, it doesn't move. So that really makes it easier to apply your paste. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply some here. And I want to kind of space it out a little bit and add more on the page. So I'm going to move my stencil and just try to line it up with, where I last stenciled, and then do a little bit more on the bottom. And then I'll do the other piece the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cardstock inside the picture frame. If you want it to wait until after you apply paint to the cardstock, you can. I'm just going ahead and putting mine in, and then I'll probably just leave it in when I paint it. But you could also just wait till after you paint it. So now I'm going to paint the chipboard and the wooden piece. And then while that's drying, I'll set that aside to dry and then apply paint to the cardstock. So as I'm applying the paint, I will be spritzing it with some water. It kind of gives that watercolor effect where the water the paint will kind of run down the page, and I do like that effect. And then what I will do is take a paper towel and just kind of sop up, the extra wetness. It will help it to dry quicker and not get the paper as soggy, especially if you've already put your cardstock pieces in your picture frame like I did. I'm just trying to get rid of the excess moisture. So after the rustic brown paint dries, then I'm coming over it with the coral green paint. The coral green is a really pretty color. As you're painting it on your project, you'll notice that parts of it, when it's hitting the lighter background, it has that coral color. And then the parts of the paint that are hitting over the brown paint or the dark, the eggplant paste, that has more of a greenish tint to it. So it really is cool. I love the two-tone paints or the Opal Magic paints. Those are really neat. So now I'm going to come over this with the coral green paint. Now you're not going to be able to see the coral as much because of painting it with the rustic brown. It has a dark background to it. And the only way to really show, to make the coral show, is to either apply it on thick, or you could apply gesso over the flower part and then apply the paint, and that would make that coral pop. But I think I'm going to kind of go with the green color. We'll just see. I might change it up later on in the project. And I had an idea of going over the word thankful. I might kind of make it where I'm just kind of painting the coral green on the highlighted parts of the letters. I'm just kind of highlighting, where I think the sun would hit it. You have your shadow parts and you have your lighted parts. And so I'm just kind of going over the lighted parts of the word. And I might end up staying with it, or I might go ahead and change it out. Sometimes you try something and then you'll just change it out. Maybe you're like, I don't really like that. And so anyway, so I'm just going to start gluing down. I'll figure it out later. I don't like getting hung up on details and decisions. I remember when I first got into mixed media, it would take me days to finish a project, because it was so hard to commit to something. It's like, well, is this going to look good? I just don't know if this is going to look good. I don't want to ruin my project. I just bought these new supplies and I don't want to ruin them. You just have to throw yourself into it, and you will learn as you go. And you'll get better with each project that you do. I can tell over the years that my projects, they've gotten so much better than they used to be. Even looking back on the projects that when I first started doing these tutorial in August of 2019, I can tell a big difference. How my projects have gotten better, just doing it every month, working on projects. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And of course, YouTube is a great way to watch tutorials and learn how to include these mediums and different embellishments and different techniques and tips that you can apply, with your projects. So I absolutely love YouTube. It has definitely helped me a lot with
anything I want to learn, craft-wise or any kind of DIY projects, YouTube is always my go-to. So I'm just gluing on these embellishments, and then the next step that I will be doing is applying the micro beads that came in your kit. And then also we'll be going over it with some of that ochre wax paste, kind of toning down some of the brightness of the bright orange pumpkin and little bright orange pieces. I'm just kind of wanting to tone that down a little bit. And then that will complete my project. So now I'm just taking the wax paste, just kind of finishing up the project here. Sometimes I find it easier to apply the wax paste with a paintbrush, especially if you've got some layers and maybe it might be hard to get your finger in there. So finishing up with that, and then you could end up hanging these frames on a wall by applying a little bracket on the back of it and just hang them on the wall, or even sit them up, with the kickstand in the back. You can put them on the wall like this, or sit them up. You might have a little bit of the chipboard piece bending, but you can end up turning that and just have it whichever way you want to. Either way will add that special decor to your home or office space.